Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here in the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Texans 10-year rebuild here on Madden 23. And I am coming off of the biggest high of all. Last episode, we won the Super Bowl. This is year number 4 in this episode. We are in season 4, year number 4. And we're coming off of year 3 where we won the Super Bowl. I honestly still can't believe that we did that. This team has already completed the goal, which is to rebuild the Texans into a Super Bowl champion. And we did that in 3 seasons. That's by far the fastest I've done one of these 10-year rebuilds where we've gone from a really, really bad team to Super Bowl champions. And I did it in 3 seasons. So I'd like to give myself a little pat on the back there because that's pretty successful on its own. But now we have to take that Super Bowl team that we've built and we have to continue it for the next, 7 seasons and defend our crown and try to win the most amount of Super Bowls possible, which is 7. I don't think we're going to win 7, but I'd like to win at least 3, maybe 4 in this next cycle of episodes. So if we can keep the team together, that would be the biggest thing to do. We've got CJ Stroud under contract. We got Will Anderson Jr. under contract. We've got Nick Bosa under contract. We've got all of our main pieces under contract for a good chunk of the rebuild, so the team should stick together for most of it. We just got to add little pieces here and there to keep the machine rolling. So let's get into the episode. Season 4, Episode 4, and let's go see if we can defend our championship. As we do at the start of every episode of the 10-year rebuilds, we've got to set our season goals, and since we won the Super Bowl last year, there's no business. I should be going for win the Super Bowl, right? Like that should be our bar. The winning window, as the title of last episode suggested, the winning window is open. I mean, we've jumped through the winning window. We've won the Super Bowl. So this team doesn't look much different from the team that won the Super Bowl last year. CJ Stroud's getting better. Alvin Kamara's getting good. Jordan Addison, Marvin Harrison, Brandon Ayuk are still really, really good. Now, there are some things that we could use, like some extra receivers that are kind of like in the low to mid 80s that would be very, very useful. We could use probably another corner, maybe another 2 corners, and then we could use another outside linebacker because remember we had to trade Azeez Ojulari because we couldn't pay him. So we had to get rid of Azeez. But other than that, I think this team is pretty much good enough to go back-to-back. I guess we'll find out. I'm going to simulate to the midseason mark, and we're going to see just how good this team is in year number 4. We've made it to the midseason mark, and this team is performing even better than I predicted or thought we could do. We are 7-0 at the halfway point of the year. I mean, this team is just absolutely dominating teams, and we are on track to be the greatest team of all time. I mean, it's just that simple. CJ Stroud's playing up. Everybody is playing up with morale, which you would expect. I mean, I just can't even comprehend the amount of talent on this football team, and we are just dominating. It's crazy how good we are. I'm so happy, but can we sustain this for the next half of the season? Can we be undefeated into the playoffs? That would be unbelievable. I've never simulated a season in Madden 23 where we went undefeated. There's always been at least 1 loss. Maybe this is the first time. It'd be awesome if it was. I severely doubt it. But we're going to find out. Hit that like button and let's go to the playoffs and see if we can complete the unthinkable. We've made it to the playoffs and we didn't go undefeated. I didn't think that was going to happen. But we went 15-2, which is by far the best record that I've ever had in doing one of these 10-year rebuild series. And any one of them, the Patriots, the Cardinals, whoever else we've done, the Rams. I forget all the teams that we've done so far, but this is by far the best one that we've had. The best record at 15-2. I got to take a look at some of these stats. How did we get to where we are? Like, why are we so good? CJ Stroud, he had 4,700 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Oh, this man is the real deal. He is absolutely in a 75% completion percentage. You've got to be joking. This dude had an unreal season. He could easily win MVP. I don't think he will, but he easily could. He's in the conversation. He's got to be. Alvin Kamara, 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns. I think he was a very, very underrated signing. Now, I know that Alvin Kamara signing anywhere wouldn't be underrated, but we already had Dameon Pierce, so it could have been a little controversial, but he's still getting 100 touches and 12 touchdowns, so he's still getting usage. But Alvin Kamara helping this team is a little underrated, I feel like. 2 1,000-yard receivers, 1,500 yards for Jordan Addison and 16 touchdowns. Jordan Addison bringing him in that trade, and I think it was in year 1, after year 1. It was the best decision we could have made. And then Brandon Ayuk having 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. Calvin Pryor with 9 touchdowns. Marvin Harrison, 744 yards. Love to see it. Defensively, who gave up the most sacks, though? It was Tristan Wirfs and Paul Devine. Okay. Defensively, Tremaine Edmonds does what he always does, and that gets a lot of tackles, 123. Quincy Williams had 109. Love to see it. Derek Stingley with 85 and Witherspoon with 84. These two guys get a lot of tackles for playing those boundary corner spots. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. Tackles for loss, Will Anderson Jr., Ed Oliver, Nick Bosa, as you would expect. Sack leaders, looks like it's going to be Nick Bosa. And it is with 13. Oliver and Horton had 12.5. Awesome. Will Anderson Jr. had 9.5. How about interception leaders? It is Derek Stingley with 3. Quincy and Jaquan Brisker both with 2, and a couple guys with 1. This team, man, this team is very, very good. 15-2. Obviously the 1 seed in the AFC. Although the Steelers, I saw the schedule as we were passing by. The Steelers went 14-3, so they were right there with us. They also had a very impressive season. Now watch. This is going to be by far our best season, but we're going to lose in the first round. I guarantee it. I guarantee we lose to the Cincinnati Bengals in the divisional. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that we go to the Super Bowl and defend our championship and win back-to-back, because that is obviously what we want to do, especially because we don't have a ton of money in cap space, so we can't afford to waste some of these prime years. But we're playing the Bengals. We played them in week 1, and we beat them because we started 7-0. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, I told you I hate this game so much. How do we go 15-2 and lose in the first playoff game? How is that possible? Unfreaking believable, man. Unfreaking believable. How does that even happen? We went 15-2. The best team by far in the AFC. And we lose to a 9-win Bengals team that we already beat in the regular season. That is just this game, man. Sometimes this game can just suck. Absolute trash. Okay, so it's Cowboys and Ravens. The Bengals didn't even make the freaking Super Bowl. Neither did the Steelers. CJ Stroud gets 3 upgrade points, by the way. But the Steelers didn't even make it either. It's the Ravens who play the Cowboys. That is just so upsetting. I can't even believe it, man. How do we go 15-2 and lose in the first playoff game? And don't say it's because I jinxed us with saying that we were going to lose this game. No, it's not because that's because this game sucks. That's why we lost. This game's trash. Horrible, horrible game. The Ravens won the Super Bowl. Good on them. Congratulations. I hope you have a wonderful life. But we got to come back with a vengeance next season. We got to come back, dominate every single team, and win the Super Bowl. That's got to happen. It just has to happen. CJ Stroud wins the MVP of the league, which most definitely is going to mean he's going to go up to at least star, or superstar, I mean. CJ Stroud wins the MVP. We also won Coach of the Year. We don't win any other awards, but CJ Stroud is an MVP level quarterback now. He has now won an MVP. That's got to mean, let me advance one more week into the offseason. That's got to mean that he's at least superstar development now, maybe even X Factor. because maybe he was already going to go up to superstar with the season that he had, but then he wins the MVP, so that is put on top of it. Maybe that could mean he's X Factor now, which is something that we've been severely lacking, an X Factor level quarterback. Let's take a look at the lineup and see exactly what he is. Is he superstar or X Factor? He's just superstar, but that's fine. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that because at least he's not star anymore. He is superstar development. It looks like Trey Smith has also gone up. He must have won Offensive Lineman of the Year or something. He wins, or he goes up to superstar development. Anybody on defense change? It looks like everybody is the same. Devin Witherspoon actually went down? Was he star? No, he was always star, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't remember. I think he was star this season. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure he was star. If I go back and edit the video and see that he was superstar, then I'll make him superstar again for the start of next episode. But as you can see, we have negative $22.5 million because all of those contracts have kicked in. So we have no money to bring back anybody. And this is going to suck. We have no money to bring, but I figured this would happen. I knew that this day would come where we weren't going to be able to afford any of our younger players because we just have too many guys under contract that are making way too much money. And that's understandable. I knew this going in. I knew when I signed Nick Bosa and when I signed Tristan Wirfs and all those guys to big money contracts. I knew that this day would come. I talked about it in the episode that I did that. But I did it to win a Super Bowl, and we did. We won it. We won a Super Bowl, so it's all worth it in the end. But who's making like the most amount of money? It is CJ Stroud on his big money contract, but now he's an MVP level quarterback. He won the MVP, so now he's worth that money. Nick Bosa, obviously, is worth that money. Tristan Wirfs, he did give up the most sacks on the season, but it was only like 6, so that's not crazy. Then we got Will Anderson Jr. Quincy Williams is also up for a contract next year. Brandon Ayuk, Jordan Addison, Ed Oliver, Derek Stingley, who I want to bring back next year. Alvin Kamara's contract is running out. We got so many guys on such big contracts. It's crazy. Even our kicker's making a ton of money just because I signed him to a huge 7-year deal, and it just adds up. And plus, he didn't really want to be here. Oh God, we got so many guys that are gonna need new contracts, aren't they? Next year's gonna be such a pain. Next year's gonna be such a pain. Well, it looks like we can't keep any of our guys like Dameon Pierce or Jalen Petrie or Jaquan Brisker. So we're going to have to move on from them, which is going to hurt because Dameon Pierce is now tied in overall with Alvin Kamara. And it looks like we can't offer any trade packages because we have no money. So it's either going to have to be draft picks or it's going to have to be just let them go for nothing. And I can't do that. So I'm going to ask for the Chicago Bears 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick. And this trade will put my team over the salary cap if I accepted it. Or if they accepted it. So are we really going to lose these guys for nothing? I can't lose them for nothing. $22 million? Who's making $22 million that we can move on from? There's nobody. I mean, we could throw Tristan Wirfs into a deal, but that's not even half. That's only half of it. I don't think we have anybody besides CJ Stroud who's making around $20 million, and we're not going to move on from CJ. We could trade Quincy Williams, who's making 13. If we threw... We'd have to throw Quincy and Tristan Wirfs into the deal. If we did this. That would clear up the cap space needed, but we'd be losing Tristan Wirfs. Quincy's going to need a new contract next season anyway. Man, that's tough. That is tough, having to trade both of these guys. But it's got to happen, right? There's no trade packages that we can get except for probably draft picks. Man, that's some BS. But I knew it was going to come down to this. I knew it going in that we would have to trade. We'd have to trade them. I knew it. Or I knew that we wouldn't have any money. But I paid for a Super Bowl and we got it. So I mean, I can't be too upset. The 49ers have 2 highly valued first-round picks. So if I offer this, that's not near enough value for what I'm giving up. That is not nearly enough value for what I'm giving up. But I gotta do it, right? We gotta save some sort of cap space here. And I'm sure these guys have, oh wait, I didn't even think about it. These guys probably have crazy cap penalties. He probably has, Tristan Wirfs probably has a crazy cap penalty that's gonna destroy my salary, isn't it? His penalty, does it tell me his penalty? It doesn't. He probably has a crazy penalty. Okay, so we know the 49ers have the money, or have the draft pick. But Tristan Wirfs, probably his cap hit, or his penalty is probably so massive that it will destroy us if we trade him. I didn't think about that. If we go over here, his penalty is $50 million if we just released him. Wow, okay. Well, we're not going to release him. It says our cap space is minus 11 million, but that's because it's taken into account also our rookie reserve, which is 11 million, so it's adding that up to about 22 million. Oh, baby, baby. I can't just lose Dameon Pierce and Jaquan Brisker and all those guys for nothing, right? I don't want to just lose them for nothing. Dameon Pierce's cap penalty is only $200K, but he doesn't make enough money to trade him anyway. We tried that. And everybody else, Jaquan Brisker doesn't make enough money. His penalty is just 0. So it wouldn't matter. Jalen Petre's not much either. But they don't make enough money to equal what we're trying to get rid of here. Oh, that's annoying, man. That's annoying. You guys don't understand. That's annoying. What's Quincy's? Where's Quincy Williams at? He's got a cap penalty of $8.5 million. That sucks. That really, really does just straight up suck. The fact that we can't trade these guys away because we're so negative. Our draft picks, by the way, are pick 12 and pick 28 in the draft this year. But does that matter? Not really. So if I give up Jalen Petre and Quincy Williams, that allows us for $6.5 million. $9 million in cap space. Who's making $9 million or above? We have Brandon Ayuk, but I don't want to trade Brandon Ayuk. We don't really have the wide receiver depth in the first place. There's Derek Stingley making 13, and he does need a new contract, but I'd prefer to keep Derek Stingley around. And he's probably the only other guy that I could throw into this deal that would make it work. I want to keep Derek Stingley. Oh, that's... Ugh. At least the cap... I don't think Stingley has a cap hit or a cap penalty. He might have a little one. I don't remember. But that is some straight up BS. Wow, they didn't even say anything to that. They really won't take these guys for the first overall pick? Well, that's insane. I thought we could easily get it. I bet if I gave Tristan Wirfs, they would have done it, but I just can't take that. It's $50 million penalty. I can't take that. You kidding me? A $50 million penalty? What about 2 first-round picks? No. I mean, come on. Why are you valuing this stuff so much? What are we talking about here? I don't need the 28th overall pick. You can have that back. Or you can have that. Really? Trade declined. Oh, this is where we need those extra trade slots right here. Man, does it suck having to give up Derek Stingley. It really sucks. It really sucks. I guess I could give them pick 12. I don't really want to give them pick 12. Trade offer was accepted. Now we have minus 90K, which is awesome. That's something at least. But that sucks. That absolutely sucked. Giving up Derek Stingley, who still had a year left on his contract, but it made the money work enough to now we could trade Dameon Pierce, and he has no money, no cap hit against us. So if we trade Dameon Pierce, we could get something back. There's no packages for Dameon Pierce? Well, what about if we get another draft pick? How about we get the first overall pick? They don't like that. They don't like that at all. Who has like the third pick? Is that a thing? Is there like a third pick around here somewhere? Pick number 9. Wait, the Lions needed a running back. Oh, no, it was the Packers, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the Packers who needed a running back. The Patriots have pick 5. Dameon Pierce for the 5th pick. Almost. Almost. We also have pick 28 that I could throw them. But then I'd want to get something back in return. Maybe they give me 2 first-round picks. No, they're not going to give me 2 first-round. Why is everybody's next year picks valued so highly? Stop valuing your picks so high. That almost went through. What about if I ask for 2 3s? Or a 2nd and a 3rd? No. What about if I ask for a 2 and a 4? What about just a 1 and a 2? No, that still didn't go through? Oh, come on, man. You're really killing me here, aren't you? I'll give you pick 6. Or not pick 6, a round 6 pick. That didn't do anything. What about if I throw in a 4 next year? You gotta be kidding me, man. Why is it so... they're so stingy. It's crazy. That didn't even go through? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That didn't go through. Unbelievable. Absolutely insane. What about that? That gets it done. Now we're minus 5 million, but we have 2 first-round picks. It's taking into account our draft picks that we got now. Because if we go to this right here, it should update it to where we have picks. We traded for the Bears pick, right? Did we trade the Bears pick? We have the Patriots pick, so we have pick 5 now. It has not. I think we have to simulate to the next mock draft. This is kind of annoying. This is kind of annoying trying to tear down our team to get some sort of value out of the guys. Because I can't just let them go. I can't just let our guys go for nothing. I'm not built like that. Jaquan Brisker's the other guy that we have to trade. And I don't think he's going to be worth enough money. We'd have to throw in somebody else who's making a little bit. Who's that other guy? We could throw in Tank Dell. That makes it about 1.43. I don't think there's going to be anybody else that I can throw in. I guess Petrie, since he needs to make more money. So if we go for this, it's just going to be the worst, isn't it? It's just going to be the absolute worst. This guy's even too expensive to get. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Oh, man, this is stupid. But I put it on myself. I can't be mad at anybody but myself. I cannot be mad at anybody but myself because I knew this was coming. I knew that this day was upon us. I was just hoping that it wouldn't come this quickly, but it has. And there's not really any good safeties that are not making crazy money. Yeah, all the safeties, at least the strong safeties, are making a good amount of money that I can't trade for. Because if I was going to get somebody in return, I would hope that it'd be somebody that's a little bit cheaper than 500K, because that's all the room that we have, really. And nobody that's of any quality is going to be less than 500K. Everybody's up around like 800 to a million. Which kind of sucks. Kind of does suck. So we're just going to have to go for draft picks, I guess. Where does everybody fit at one spot to kind of increase the value? The Saints won all three of them. God, I'm making the Saints even better team, aren't I? How about if we ask for that? Is that good? Trade offer accepted. So a 2 and a 3 this year and a 2 next year for Brisker, Petrie, and all that good stuff. So at least we got some sort of value back for those guys. It's going to hurt us in the long run, I have a bad feeling. Because now the defense looks a lot worse, I'm guessing. Everybody else we can just leave because I don't want to try to mess with trading any more people. So they can all go away. At least we got something out of that. We got some draft picks that we can maybe draft some really good players for. I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. It'll depend. Mike Evans retires. Tyrann Mathieu, Aaron Donald, Cam Hayward, Teron Armstead, Odell Beckham, Khalil Mack, Von Miller. Some big name guys retiring. We're still a pretty young team, so we don't have anybody that'd be retiring. But now we move to the off season where we can just sit back and not do anything. Not because we don't want to, but because we don't have the money to do anything. I hope this isn't a good draft class or a good, I hope it is a good draft class. I hope this isn't a good free agency. What's the free agent class looking like? It is Ike Ekwonu, Daxton Hill. Okay, it's an okay free agent class, but nothing that would make me go out of the way to try to trade for or try to get. So I feel kind of good about that. We can keep simulating, let those guys sign wherever they sign. And then we have to look forward to the draft because we really need to have a huge draft here. We either need to trade back to get even more picks to kind of keep that flow of pick equity, or we need to hit on all of our draft picks and make sure they're all studs. So we need to have a good showing here in the draft. We have the 2nd pick in the draft. We have the 5th pick in the draft. They have us taking this guy, Andrew Kelly. He's a power rusher, 6'6". We don't really need a defensive lineman because we have Bosa and Anderson. He looks fine. He's not anything special. But this guy, this number 1 guy, Kenny Jordan, he's a 6'2" corner who looks pretty good. Not generational, but looks to be pretty good. Could be worth the number 1 overall pick. We'll see if he stays there for the 5th mock draft. But this draft class doesn't look too great, which is a little bit worrying. A little bit worrying that this draft class doesn't look amazing. It looks like an okay draft class. There could be some okay players there. But we'll skip to the next mock draft, the final mock draft, and see if he is really the number one player. Because the mock draft, at least the top half of it, usually follows in the draft. That usually happens. So Marvin Harrison, yes, I want to pick up his 5th-year option because I don't want to pay him next year. We got to pay other guys, and I don't really want to pay Marvin Harrison next season. I'd rather wait, pick up his option, and hope that we have money the next season. So let's do that. We also have Paul Devine's 5th-year option. Yes, as many guys I can pick up as possible, I will pick it up. Let's extend his time where he doesn't need a contract. I would really much prefer that. So let's go past free agency to the recap, where we should get the 5th mock draft. We should get our private scouting or private workouts. And then we should be good to go for the draft. I need to figure out a plan, but we need to know what this mock draft says. Does this mock draft say that Kenny Jordan's going to go number 1, or is he falling? No, he stays at number 1. So if we want Kenny Jordan, which we probably should want him because we're going to need a corner. We traded away Derek Stingley, so we do need another corner. We're probably going to have to trade up to the number 1 pick to get him, which wouldn't be too hard. We could just move up from 2 to 1. That wouldn't be too difficult. We'd have to give up maybe like a 5th or something. This left tackle looks really good, Jamie Bryant. But other than that, I think I'm going to have to change my scouts from quarterback because we don't need a quarterback anymore. Cedric Taylor's 5'9". He's another top corner. Is he good? He's a zone guy. He's an okay athlete. He's the fastest corner in the class. His man coverage isn't great, but his zone and his tackling and catching are pretty good. He looks like an okay player, but he's not as good as Kenny Jordan. Certainly not as good as him. I think this draft class is we take Kenny Jordan, we trade up to get Kenny Jordan, and then we use our 5th pick and maybe trade down. That could be a possibility. So let's do that without even hesitating. Let's trade up to the number 1 overall pick. We tried to trade up to get the number 1 pick earlier, but they weren't having it, the 49ers. But now that we have the 2nd pick, it's going to be a lot easier. So let's use it on Kenny Jordan. Let's use it on, let's see. Let's use it on Jamie Bryant. And then on maybe Jermaine Benedict. Yeah, let's use it on Jermaine Benedict. There we go. Get those 2 guys figured out. And maybe we take one of them. Maybe we take one of those offensive linemen with the 5th pick. It's possible. Did we get a 2nd first-round pick? Let me check. Because I don't remember if we did or not. Did we get a 2nd first-round pick for next year? Draft picks. Okay, we do have 2 first-round picks next year. I couldn't remember if we did or not. But we did get another first-round pick, so that's perfect. I want to take a look at this team, though. That's the big question. I want to take a look at this team. See where we are. Oh, wait, I just realized if I try to trade for the 1st overall pick, it won't let me because we have negative money, right? That's how that works? It doesn't let you trade if you have negative cap space? I think that's how that works. But taking a look at the team now, it's a good thing we drafted that offensive lineman Blair, because he can fill in if need be at any other position. The offensive line looks pretty good. It didn't get hit too hard. Dameon Pierce is the only one that got moved. But on the defense, oh yikes, the defense looks really, really bare. We need a free safety. We need a corner. We need a linebacker. Oh man, maybe I can't afford to trade back in this draft because we need bodies. We need a safety. We need 2 safeties. We need another corner. We need linebackers. Okay, so we gotta. I may have stripped this team a little bit too much. So maybe we don't use that draft pick on a lineman because we're pretty solid on linemen. Am I even going to be able to trade the 2nd pick to get up to the number 1? If we go to the 49ers and we call them up and we say, hey, San Fran, you want to make a swap? Oh, they just did it, so we didn't have to give up anything else. Perfect. So now we can take Jordan with the #1 overall pick. That's awesome. Let's start the draft. Start drafting. Oh, I almost hit skip. That would have been bad. Okay, so make the selection, pick player. We also have the 5th pick, which we're probably gonna have to use. So let's take Kenny Jordan out of, where's he at? Florida State? Clemson? What did it say? Clemson. So let's take Kenny Jordan. He's going to be hidden development. Looks like a really good player. 22 years old. Good skills. A-man coverage, B-zone coverage. I don't think he's generational, but he could be a very good player for us. A good replacement for Stingley. So now the 2nd pick is the 49ers. They take the quarterback Dave Mooney out of Montana. Colts take Andrew Kelly, the guy that we were projected to take. The Broncos take Brendan Peterson, and now we're up again. We don't pick again until pick 7 in the 2nd round. All right. So we need safeties, and we need outside linebackers. And there is one available, DeMarcus Palmer. He's a speed rusher. He's got okay athleticism, nothing amazing. I don't think he's really worth the 5th overall pick. Now, maybe that's wrong. Maybe he is worth the 5th overall pick, but it doesn't look like it to me, at least. What about Gilbert Terry? Is he any better? He's a 6'6" power rusher. He looks better athletically, but he's got F-zone coverage. He's a big power rush guy. Oh, I don't know. I don't think he's worth that. I really don't think that he's worth the 5th overall pick. What about Darian Ellington? Good athlete. He's got A finesse moves, which is good. What's his speed rusher? 6'2" speed rusher. B block shed, A finesse moves. Now, Darian Ellington looks better than the other two. And his speed is, what was his speed? Was it great? Yeah, it was great speed, great strength. Darian Ellington might be the better of the options at outside linebacker. There's also this safety, Tremaine, was it Tremaine June? Is that his name? Yeah, Tremaine June. He's a 5'11" hybrid safety. Very good athlete. But his hit power could be a D. I think the outside linebacker is better than Tremaine June. There's a couple safeties up here, but I think Darian Ellington is the best option available, so I'm going to take him. This could be a big whiff. He's hidden development, so that's at least something. At least he's like star, which he probably is. But I feel like he's the better of the 3 that we had a chance to look at. There's no way. There goes DeMarcus Palmer. There's no way that any of those safeties are still available, at least the top safeties, when we get to the 2nd round. I would assume that they go pretty quickly. There goes Cedric Taylor. There goes Gilbert Terry, the other guy we were looking at. I guess we'll find out at the end in the draft recap if we got the better of the 3. Safeties are still on the board. Hugh Barlow. Maybe the safeties don't... There's not a need for any safeties in the 1st round. That'd be nice. Randy Lowry. Calvin Dawson. Okay, so there goes Andrew Flaherty. I don't think that was one of the guys I was looking at, though. Brandon Wilson. Jaden Tatum. A lot of corners are going. Jose Estes. All right, we're late into the 1st round here. Only a few more picks in the 1st round. There goes the... Okay, that's the free safety that I had looked at. Jaden Bartle. So he's gone. But that strong safety is still available. His name was like June or something. He's still available. We are into the 2nd round now. 49ers take their pick. Riley Hardy. Levi Swain. Ah, he almost made it to us. Tremaine June got taken by whoever it was. I don't even remember. He almost made it. It was so close. Only a couple picks away. I really thought he was going to fall to us. So this guy's here. Ronald Carter. Hardly know her. He's a 6'1" run support. He's not good. Not great. But maybe we can't afford to not have anybody. I mean, we need to have somebody, right? We gotta fill some spots. J.C. Pryor is a 6'5" speed rusher. He's an average athlete, but he's got D power moves. I can't take a guy who's got D power moves. Not in the second round. Kari Jackson has D zone coverage. Don't want to worry about that. Who's this guy? Cody Lowenstein, 6'3", what does that say? Power rusher? Run stopper. Okay, he's a 6'3" run stopper. Good play rec, but D finesse moves, power moves. I know that's not his game, but even D, I can't do that. Maybe if it was C. LaMichael Dotson. Who are you? 6'1" hybrid free safety. Decent speed. He's got B to D on both man coverage and zone coverage. His block shed is a B. Play rec a C. In the second round, he could be good value. Let's take him. Normal development kind of sucks, but we need bodies. we do need bodies. He's got good speed, good athleticism. Maybe he turns out to be something. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. We'll find out as we skip to our next pick. And we probably have to take another safety at this point, because we traded away both of them. Kari Jackson is still here, but there's probably a reason why he's still here. I didn't even take a look at him really, because I saw he had D zone coverage. As a corner, you can't really afford to have D zone coverage. Oh yeah, he looks bad. He looks bad. I can see why he fell. So let's go to strong safeties. I really wanted that Tremaine June, but he didn't fall to us. Couple picks. Dion Falk has bad speed. He's not, it's not worth it. I don't think we're going to find our strong safety in this draft. I don't want to take anybody down here. Who's Tavares Arthur? Tavares Arthur has elite strength, which is intriguing. A hit power, B block shed. Okay, I'll keep an eye on him. We're not going to take him in the second round. We can get him a little bit later, since he's a post UDFA, so we could get him a little bit later. What about outside linebackers? Marquise Philbin, is that what his name was? Marquise Philbin. He's a pass coverage guy. He's got elite speed. I'm intrigued. Yeah, good enough for me. D finesse moves kind of hurts, but could turn out to be something. You never know. He's going to be a low overall, but he could be good. Pick 5 in the third round, and then I think we have like a 6th round pick. Oh, we have back-to-back third, or not back-to-back, but we have a couple third round picks. Okay, awesome. Who's available? Still Kari Jackson. That's not necessarily a good thing. Who's this guy? Donovan Goodson? Maybe he's better than the other safety we took. Solid speed. No, not really. Not good. D awareness is not going to get you anywhere. Tight end, Nathan Prater at left outside linebacker. What was his archetype? Power rusher? Solid speed. C block shed as a power rusher. No, thank you. I'm getting real nitpicky here, but you got to try to find somebody. Who's this guy? Jeff Gore. Ooh, he looks like a really good athlete. His run block could be... his run block looks good. His pass block could be bad, but I'm going to take him. Jeff Gore, normal development. He could be a good overall. I don't know. He has good stats, or good attributes, so that's promising. We draft this pick, and then I think we're going to trade this pick away. We have 3 third-round picks. That's pretty crazy. Let's trade this pick away. We can get a second-round pick from a couple of teams. That's good. I wish they weren't offering me a 7. And okay, so the teams are offering me some other stuff. No, not the Steelers. They were pretty good this year. Let's go to the Seahawks, kind of minimize that. So we get an extra second-round pick. I think that's our 3rd second-round pick for next year. That's pretty awesome. And then we have another 3rd-round pick. And I'm not sure what we have after that. A 4th. Okay. We could trade this pick away as well. Anybody offer me a 2nd? Probably not. But we can grab... What can we grab? We can get a 3rd pretty easily. Can we get a 3rd and a 4th maybe? Or a 3rd and a 5th? We can get a 4 and a 5. It's not really what I want, though. Okay, the Chiefs are offering me a 3rd and a 5. I just noticed that. So a 3rd and a 5 for next season. That'll help. Maybe. And then a 4th round pick. We might take that one guy. I forget his name. What was his name? He was a post UDFA, but I forget what position he was. Was it it wasn't corner, was it? Was it safety? It might have been safety. Kyrie Jackson is still on the board. He was projected to go in the... Okay, here he is. Tavares Arthur. Let's take him. He was supposed to go 1st or 2nd round. He's still on the board in the 4th round. Normal development, but he looks like a pretty solid athlete. And he was like the 2nd fastest safety on the board or something like that. So, awesome. Perfect. End the draft. And let's go see how good I did. I don't think I did amazing, but I guess we'll wait and find out. We had to work with what we had, and it wasn't the greatest draft class to start with. Like, it wasn't very deep in the positions that we needed. So that always kind of sucks when the draft class isn't really that good in the positions that you're looking for. But how good did I do? How good did I do? I drafted an 80 overall Kenny Jordan. I'd say that's a W. Okay. Then Darren Ellington is a 74. Not bad. Dotson's a 73. He can start right away. Marquise Philbin's a 73. Probably could start right away. Jeff Gore's a 74. And then Tavares Arthur is a 65. But he's a pretty good athlete. Okay, so I mean that's not a bad draft. I'm happy with how we did. We came out with some pretty good players. Was Kenny Jordan the best player available? Let's see. He was not. There was a running back that was an 81, but we weren't in the market for a running back, at least not a number 1 running back. So, other than that, yes, he was the best player by a little bit, so that's good. I'm happy with that. Happy with who we got there. Kenny Jordan can replace Derek Stingley and all that stuff, so at least the defense looks serviceable now. We replaced some guys. I don't think we're going to be near as good as what we were this year, and we didn't even win a Super Bowl. We didn't even win a playoff game this year. How do you go 15-2, not even win one playoff game? Absolutely insane. I knew that we were going to lose that. I absolutely knew it. Such BS that we lost that playoff game, but whatever. We filled some needs, drafted some okay players. The offense still looks amazing, so I'm not worried about the offense. The defense is what I'm worried about. We've got Philbin, who's going to be a rookie starting. We've got Ellington, who's going to be a rookie starting. We've got Jordan, who's going to be a rookie starting. So we've got a lot of young players starting. Arthur's going to be a rookie starting, and so is Dotson. So we've got some young guys that are going to be starting for the Texans defense. But if we can just rely on Ed Oliver, Nick Bosa, Will Anderson Jr., Devin Witherspoon, Tremaine Edmonds, and then the offense, we can just rely on our top guys on defense to kind of pick up the slack for the young guys that are not as high overall, and then obviously the offense. I mean, the offense is 95 overall, so we're not slacking in offense by any means. But we'll have to wait and see. That's for episode number 5, next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Cub. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.